Hi, my name is Feliciano Sr. I used to be a jockey like 20-something years ago, rode for 24 years, rode the Preakness Belmont on Jolly Johu against Little Current, and he beat me up pretty bad. In the Preakness, I finished second on Jolly Joe, and I was looking for Little Current. I looked to the outside, he was out there a little bit around the turn, and then turning for home, I went out a little bit and he got through on the fence. And he just won the race by himself. Then we came to the Belmont a few weeks later, and the same thing. I was in front with Jolly Johu turning for home and kind of looking for a Little Current along the fence because I figured he'd come to try to get the same trip. Instead, he went around everybody and just galloped again. He was definitely the best horses in boat races.
Here they come, turning down, and the post parade now begins.
Head of the stretch, Air to the Line is the leader as they come to the head of the stretch by 2 lengths. Candidate is on the outside, beginning to come on. Then along the inside, Little Current is finding some movement also coming on. Tight quarters on the rail, however. They're nearing the finish. On the outside, Air to the Line is Candidate, but Little Current is getting through, and here he comes. They're coming to the finish, and Little Current is taking over as they come to the wire. He's drawing away. Little Current is going to be an impressive winner. He's winning it off by himself, making it 7 lengths at the finish. Neapolitan Way, a surprising second. Candidate is third. On the inside, Jolly Joe, who held on to fourth. Kin Run fifth, and J.R.'s Pet finished sixth.
They continue down the back stretch. Jolly Johu on the inside, in front by a head. Shady Character on the outside. A gap of 1.25 lengths, and Cannonade is now third by 3/4 of a length. Sea Songster fourth, Hudson County fifth. Rube the Great is next. Around the far turn they go. It's Jolly Johu with Ben Feliciano on the rail, in front by a head. On the outside now, Cannonade with Velasquez moving to challenge. Shady Character is third, 1.5 lengths. Sea Songster fourth, Rube the Great gaining ground on the inside fifth, Hudson County sixth, and Little Current is seventh. Gap of 5 to Kin Run and Bold and Fancy. Coming now to the quarter pole. On the inside, Jolly Johu holding on. Cannonade challenges from the outside, 1/4 mile to the finish. Cannonade gets the lead by a head. Jolly Johu second, and that's Little Current on the outside, closing strongly now third. Miguel Rivera in the saddle, bringing Little Current to the front. Taking command by 2 lengths. Cannonade second, Jolly Johu third, Rube the Great and Kin Run. Past the 16th pole, Little Current drawing away in front.
Yeah, the thing with Jolly Johu was, he run into, Little Current and was a better horse than him, but Jolly Johu himself was a pretty good horse. He was a really tough horse to be around. He was real mean and stuff, and he didn't give you 100% all the time. Just like when I went on the Campbell on him, around a turn I thought he was going to win by 10, and at the quarter pole he just turned everything loose, and I had to really ride him hard to make him win the race, and he got up. And as a 2-year-old, we thought he could be any kind of horse. He won the Prince George. He won all the Maryland bred stakes around here, just about. And then he got into his 3-year-old year, and for him, he run into Little Current. Otherwise he would have been a graded stake winner. If he would try all the time, he could probably been a graded stake winner. But he was a very good Maryland bred. Just the only bad thing about him, he's his own worst enemy. He would, bite people. He would bite the pony going to post. He would, just bad things all the time. Never stayed out of trouble. That's the type of horse he was. He had a special groom because nobody else would go in the stall with him because he'd run you out of the stall. He's a very big horse. A lot of, probably 1,200 pounds or something like that. And he was just a tough horse to be around. And we won a lot of stakes with him. We thought he was a good horse right from the go. And if he was a well-mannered horse, he would have been a really nice horse.